All right. Lillie, welcome to our webinar. Thank you for joining us today. Um, so you are the department head of the language department, is that correct?
Aho. My name is Lillie Pinnell, and yes, I have been the Kiowa language director for 5 months now. So it's very rewarding, and I enjoy it.
Awesome. Can you just tell us a little bit about the family you come from and maybe a little bit of your journey with language?
Uh, Nathake Goat, Tartsa, Big Bow, Little Chief, Romic, and Chano Akibo. Those are my families, and my close relatives and close families. And of course, Kiowas are related to every Kiowa is related.
Mm-hmm.
So there I have other relatives as well. And I uh, my position or my journey to becoming the language director was long. It was a very
Mm-hmm.
long journey.
Yeah.
Um, I was brought up with my grandparents. My parents were fluent speakers. My grandparents and my great grandfather, Abel Bigbo. And when I was growing up, they spoke, my grandmother and great grandfather spoke Kiowa. So the children, we learned to listen
Yeah.
and understand. That's how I understood. And I can understand Kiowa, but I am now trying to revive that into my life, into my daily life. I went to college, graduated from college, and moved away. I'm a retired health professional with the Indian Health Service. After I retired, I volunteered with the Kiowa Language Department, and I enjoyed it. And that was one of the things I wanted to do, wanted to focus on after retirement, was to learn and to relearn the Kiowa language. So
Mm-hmm.
I had an opportunity to start, and I did. I worked with the program when it was a grant
Mm-hmm.
back in 2019.
Okay.
So I became the program director of the grant, and that successfully ended in 2022.
Okay.
So from there, I worked with a Melody Redwood Post, and we wrote a sustainability plan. And the sustainability plan was to implement a Kiowa language department into the Kiowa tribe. And this department now is the very first Kiowa language department of the tribe. There have been classes at other times in other places and in communities, but this is the first time that the Kiowas sort of we own now the Kiowa language department.
Yeah.
And we are funded through the Kiowa tribe. Of course, we constantly look for grants, to help assist with funding in a lot of the opportunities, a lot of, the activities and events that we provide. So that's just a little bit about, how I came to become the director.
I love that story. Um, so before you and Melody were able to write up the plan for sustainability and to have um, that type of sovereignty for us, how did we go about keeping our language together before? Do you know of any
Before,
of the families that were able to like hold these classes prior to? Because I've heard that there were some families and married couples, including my own family, that held these classes
yes.
prior to having that help from our government essentially. And I was just wondering if you know of any of the families that have kept it going on since then.
Yeah. Well, there were several families. I do know that Kumsas,
Okay.
they Martha Kumsa, Martha Perez, Martha Cumsa Perez. She had classes. She would have classes, community classes. There was Alicia Gonzalez. She had classes in the Anadarko School.
Okay.
And there was Cletus Sapahoodle. He had classes in the Tulsa area.
Mm.
And I know there were plenty more
Yeah.
that that taught, and I'm sure, and your family. And who was it in your family that?
Bruce and Edna Lone Wolf. This would have been
Okay,
probably in the 60s, 50s, and the 60s, I would think. Um, because in the 80s they moved to Tulsa, but before then they lived in Coverts in the Elk Creek area. And so, to my
okay,
understanding, they were holding classes as well. And
yes,
um,
and
yeah, they were fluent speakers.
so and the interest was always there, to teach our young people and
Hmm.
to teach us. But it was just so hard, I believe, at the time, um, because a lot of Kiowas were moving away,
Yeah,
and there was no platform to teach it. It had to be in house, not like now we have Zoom, so
right.
we can reach people nationally, other states and nationally. Um, it has in 1972 there was a group of Kiowas that would meet, and they were called, I believe, the Kiowa Culture Preservation
Okay.
Committee, and they have some recordings that they made at that time,
Hmm.
and which we have here. We have those recordings here in house now, and we're getting ready to get those translated,
Okay.
and we plan on doing that. And I love listening to them when I come in the mornings. That's the first thing I put on in the front office are those recordings, and I can hear our elders speaking Kiowa, and just sitting there and listening to them. You can learn some of the words. So that's I love doing that, just listening to them.
Absolutely. So how big is the department as of today?
Well, we have today we have 4 or 5. We have 6 staff. We have um, just a second. Let me grab this. Of course, myself as the language director, Lillie Pinnell. We have
Mhm.
Linda DeLon, who is our language material editor. We have a language liaison, who is Lance White. We have language media and communication specialist, who is Jeff Baer. And we have 2 language teachers. We have Akima, with Julia Noel Woodard, and her husband, George Woodard. So
Okay.
that's the staff we have
All
in
right.
the department. We have other teachers working as
Yeah,
well, but they're teaching out the public school systems and in the community.
right. Just because they aren't in a department doesn't mean that they aren't
Right.
Kiowa
Yes.
speakers
They aren't involved.
or
Yes.
still working in some way for the tribe. Um, so what are some of the goals that the department has for this upcoming fiscal year? Do you guys have any apps on the way or maybe some ways that we can modernize the way we're teaching language?
Um, we do. We have, of course, our goal is to expand the availability of classes and learning opportunities of the Kiowa language to all Koigu, to all
Hmm.
Kiowa. We have a teacher, a language credentialing program. And that is, well, that pretty much was a roll off of the grant program. But we have a grant that is funding that particular part of the department. But that we will continue even when the grant ends. We teach, well, the program a little bit about the Kiowa Language Teacher Training Program. This program, it empowers the Kiowa citizens to revitalize the Kiowa language by training them to become certified teachers.
Okay.
These certified teachers can teach the Kiowa language in public schools, in community settings, and in early childhood programs. That way, we ensure language preservation for future generations. And the high school students that take the Kiowa language classes will earn academic credit upon graduation. They will receive credit as a world language, whereas before in high school, you could only obtain those credits if you took French or Spanish
Right.
in high school. But now we have Kiowa language added. You can obtain credit as a world language. And that is one of the major programs that we have within the department. But we have classes, various locations where we continuously teach the Kiowa language, which, I think it's very, very important that we keep up these classes. And their platforms we use are, well, right now it's just Zoom, and then we have in-face sessions and classes as well. Okay. So, we have many, and if anybody's interested in finding out where and when, well, maybe at the end of this podcast, we can get that information.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But it's advertised. We have flyers out
and I understand
all that.
How challenging it can be sometimes to get the word out.
Yes.
What does the road look like to becoming a fluent speaker through the program?
Well, when I was working with the grant, at that time, there were no speakers under the age of 18. There were no Kiowa children under the age of 18. And even my age group and younger that could barely speak it. But under 18, there were none. But since we have implemented the Kiowa language credentialed teachers in the public school system and in the communities and all, we have 200 plus Kiowas that speak Kiowa, that are learning and can speak. So if we go from 0 to 200 plus, then that's great. To me, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So we are teaching, and we have members, citizens learning.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing that the easiest road obviously sounds to me to be from birth, listening to Kiowa words and trying to say these Kiowa words. For an adult, somebody that didn't grow up with that didn't have these resources that you and the department have provided today, how can we get to a fluent level of speaking? Is there in college or in high school they have Spanish 1, 2, 3, 4, so on.
Right.
Do we have a curriculum that is similar to that?
We have community classes, and our credentialed Kiowa language teachers, they teach these community classes, and they have the same curriculum.
Okay.
When they go through the training program, they specify what level they would like to teach. And community is one of the options. And we have like 6 or 7 options, different grade levels, different age groups. But for adults, it's the community classes are what they need to focus on. And joining in on some of the credentialing Kiowa language classes that we have on Zoom.
Okay.
Any interested adult can join in. And as for me, an adult, and I've joined several of the classes. So I hope to be uh, speaking Kiowa soon.
Absolutely.
And I can converse with Lance here in the office. So,
Right.
and then again, we use immersion here in the office.
Yeah.
And we have another language teacher. They come into the office and we speak Kiowa. They speak Kiowa to us. So it's more of an immersion setting.
Okay. Um, so basically, we just need to tune in to each and every class we possibly can.
Yes. And you have to show the interest. The adults have to show the interest and that they want to learn the Kiowa language because we do not want a Kiowa language, to die.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
We must keep it going because our language identifies who we are as Kiowa people. So it's
So,
very important.
I agree. For parents that want their children to learn Kiowa in schools, what are some of the schools that are teaching Kiowa right now?
Okay, right now we have here are the list of schools. There's Anadarko, the Anadarko Public School, Carnegie, Lawton, Riverside, and Weatherford.
Okay.
And our goal is to reach out and to put teachers, credentialed Kiowa language teachers, in as many public schools as we can in Oklahoma. So we are looking at Tulsa, and we are looking at, possibly Western Heights,
Okay.
Hobart, several other places, schools.
I mean, that's a pretty good start. Having five different schools that are teaching Kiowa, I think, is a feat in itself. Um,
Yes.
so for the future, and maybe, you know, this might be an ambitious thing. We've seen other tribes do immersion programs for their um, toddlers and infants all the way through the fifth grade. Um, what does that look like for the Kiowa tribe? Is there potential to do
Immersion.
that? Yes.
Um, well, it's looking better.
Hmm.
I have one of our staff members went to training in in Albuquerque,
Okay.
and it was on immersion learning.
Yeah.
So he's back now, and we're talking about that. So we're looking at uh, incorporating immersion learning. So it's looking better. So I'm hoping that we will have some immersion classes, immersion training.
Right. What about maybe for parents that want to homeschool? Do you think that the department would be able to create a curriculum for homeschooling?
We have packets.
Yeah.
We already have packets that we have provided for some parents that have asked, they've requested material for their children. So we already have packets ready. We have packets. If a parent is interested in doing that, then they just need to contact us, and we
Okay.
can send them learning material for their child.
All right. And so Kiowa language was spoken only for decades and probably centuries. What is, I'll say the alphabet. I know that's not the correct term, but um, what alphabet are we running on? Is it Parker McKenzie's
It's
or
the modified Parker McKenzie. That was selected, and we have a lot of phonetics. We have a lot of orthography that are phonetics,
okay,
and those are from different uh, um, language authors, language teachers like Alicia Gonzalez, David Paddle and Eva Lou Russell. She taught Kiowa, and I believe her son Lowell now. He teaches, and We've had several, but the grant at that time voted on using the modified Parker McKenzie.
Okay.
So that's why we go with the modified Parker McKenzie.
So I have a question. This is kind of a personal one for me specifically because we do have that modified Parker McKenzie. It uses symbols to
Yes.
pronunciate things correctly. Now, my son has a Kiowa name. His middle name is Uishan. With the Kiowa orthography that we use, that is a bracket with a G. And when we went to sign his name, they wouldn't allow us to do that. Is there any communication that we could do with the state of Oklahoma to implement our language as um, a a certified language that can be used to name children? Um, and this was even at an Indian hospital. So
Yeah.
kind of a like I said, it's a
Surprises
little
me.
bit of a personal question. However, I'm hoping
Uh-huh.
that most of our citizens are able to give their children Kiowa names, and that they don't run into the similar problems that I have.
I would be interested to find out, why they did not allow it. Because you have other nationalities
That was
that
my
their
exact point.
their names are that same. So, you know what? That's very interesting that you brought that up. I'm glad you did, and
Hmm.
that would definitely be something that I will check into.
Yes, please do because
So,
it blew me away, and you
yes,
know I think that I'm I'm okay with it at this point, but I would like
uh-huh.
it to be the way that it's supposed to be written. Um, I want to go about doing things the right way, and I was disallowed to do that at the time.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
so,
that's interesting. Hmm.
but yeah, maybe we can talk about that later.
Okay.
And so, I guess my next question would be, I've seen that there are other small tribes that have kinder care programs where they're providing daycare services, but they're also focusing on language at these daycare services. Do we have any of that right now for our our pre-K students or for our daycare students?
Well, I know we have our daycare and even the Head Start. We have a fantastic director for our daycare, and she has been working diligently in trying to incorporate and to teach um, the pupils, the students, the children, Kiowa.
Hmm.
So they are starting at a young age. And I know the Kiowa Daycare Center, when my grandchildren were um, at the daycare, they did teach them Kiowa hymns
Hmm.
and some Kiowa words. But I know that our director now is working to improve that so that we can reach our younger children, because at that
Yeah,
age, that's when they absorb the most. And
absolutely.
it's easier for them to learn, the language. So yes, they're, they are teaching as much language as they can in the daycare.
Good, good.
And Jonna Beartrack is our daycare center director.
Okay.
So she knows, and she works very well and with that
And
and
that's in
trying to
Carnegie?
bring in it's in Anadarko.
Okay.
We have a daycare in Anadarko, but I think she was looking at wanting to open one up in Carnegie.
So for our District 7 citizens, it can be challenging to stay connected with our tribe because of, our location. And I know for me, it was difficult to do so. I didn't really know any Kiowas outside of my family in West Tulsa. And anytime I met one, that became my best friend. How can we stay connected? What Zoom classes are we doing for like monthly language
Okay.
classes?
And I understand that about you trying to stay connected because I have I have a daughter and a grandson and granddaughter who
Yeah.
live out of state. They live in
Right.
other
Right.
states, so we try to keep them um, involved. But we do have classes, Zoom classes, and face to face. We have Melody River Post has uh, Zoom classes, and
Okay.
she also teaches in the Pub Weatherford school system. We have Cricket Conawordy, and these are all credentialed Kiowa language teachers
Okay.
that were credentialed by our credentialing board. We have Akima, Julia Woodard. She has an Anadarko community class on Monday nights. She live streams, and she also teaches in the public school. And she also has an Anadarko Kiowa hymn gathering class. And there's Lance White. He teaches at the AOA in Carnegie on Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and that's live streamed.
Okay.
And there's Warren, of course, and he has his Zoom and in house in Tulsa.
Yes.
So that's what we have available right now.
Okay. Is
And
there, do you guys have like a Facebook page that we could follow or YouTube where we can stay tuned in for these class schedules?
we have they usually send out flyers
Okay.
on Facebook, and we have a web page on the Kiowa site website.
Okay.
Um, and we try to keep people informed, of course, by word of mouth in this area,
Yes.
but as far as much as we can through social media. Um,
Okay. So we can go onto Facebook and find your page. I'm sure it's just
yes, we
Kiowa
have
Language
Kiowa
Department.
language. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Um, and we're revamping our current website
Okay.
on the Kiowa Tribe site. We're revamping that. So we're in fact, Kara's helping us do that. She's doing a great job.
Awesome. So for people that are out of state that might want to become teachers, or maybe they are speakers, would they be able to conduct classes out of state with
Yes,
certification from you guys?
they can. We can certify them, but it's a decision by their state Department of Education
Okay.
whether they will, accept their certification to have a class in that particular state. But they can teach community classes,
Uh,
and that's great as well. It would be great if we could have a class in every state.
right.
That would be wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, I think that I have asked about as many questions. Have we hit 21 questions yet?
20 sounds like 50.
I know it. So let's go ahead and transition and maybe open up to any questions from our attendees. It looks like we do have one attendee.
Okay.
And if they have any questions, they are more than welcome to ask. Let me see if I'll allow them to talk.
And then and they can also ask us on our email site, which is Kiowa language at kiowatribe.org.
Okay.
Or they can call us. And the office phone number is 580-699-4454.
445. Well, we have one attendee. I'm just going to ask Clark, do you have any questions for either of us? I think we may have answered all the questions that were available
Okay,
to
good.
answer. All right. Well, like we said before, if you're wanting to attend any of these classes, you can follow the language department on Facebook, You can also follow them on the website and see what classes are upcoming. District 7 holds a class once a month. And if you're wanting to get any of the packets, I'm sure that those are available on the website as well. And so, yeah, please tune in. Language is very important. I'm trying to learn it myself.
And Cricket Conaworty is District 7 as well. And
Okay,
she's in Norman.
awesome. All right. Is there anything else that you want people to know, Lillie, before we head out?
I just want everybody to know how important it is for us to learn our Kiowa language. And that I hope that we can receive some positive feedback, um, some positive suggestions where we can improve, wherever we can improve. We want to improve continuously. We're here for our Kiowa citizens. And that's, just my dream that we have a lot more Kiowa citizens speaking Kiowa, conversing in Kiowa. That's it.
All right, Lillie. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope
Thank you.
Hagar and
Aho.
Boy Bone Doc.
Ah, Hagar Engwood.